Okay, I'm going to talk a little bit about the metronome before we actually do anything. What I wanted to say about it, I'm kind of reading off of my notes because it's an important subject, and if I improvise off the top of my head like I'm always doing, it's going to be a lot harder to follow. So I thought maybe if I wrote some stuff down, it'll have a little continuity to it, and I guess I'd like if you'd even take some notes on it because it's just the most important thing. The metronome, it's every bit probably more important than about 95% of anything else you're going to do on the guitar. It takes a lot of time for us to get used to it. Like with me, I had it around. I worked with it as best I could. Long story short, in the old days, I had one that was like kind of like your piano one. I couldn't get it to keep time right, and I spent a lot of time trying to get it to do it right, and it was a really bad start for me until I got an electric one, like the one you got. So that being said, there's a few other things I'll cover here. I'm going to just read down this list, and I'm not going to play on this video. I'm just going to give you this overview because it's really that important. It's so important that if I know me, I'm going to probably bring it up in the coming up videos here, since we'll be using it, and also because it's just that important, really is. Okay, so the first thing I wrote down is, I usually wait to tell students about it just because it's so hard to get into. Okay, well, we covered that already. And I pick the most comfortable. Okay, what I do, and it seems to work just fine. Like, as far as you going, well, what do I do with a metronome? I mean, do I just have to play with every speed? Do I have to learn a whole bunch of different things? Well, I didn't do that. What I did was I picked a tempo. I picked 55 beats per minute at triplets. So it was like 1 and 2 and, because I play blues. And I found that by doing that, and really, I mean, it covered everything from one side to the other. Like I could play anything slower than 55 just fine, and anything all the way up to about 80, or actually even between 80 and 110 was fine, and a little bit beyond. Just picking, I guess what I'm saying is picking one is as good as in some ways just as good as jumping around with different speeds. Now, when you're doing songs, you are going to probably change the speed of your metronome to fit the song that you're doing, which makes perfect sense. And okay, so I just said that. Let me just get down to what else I'm saying here. Okay, I guess I'm glad I wrote this because I'm actually covering it when I talk to you without actually reading it. But yeah. Oh, here's an important thing. If it's okay with you, I want to start with Yesterday, because Yesterday is an easy song. It's a good slow tempo. You know it really well. And before I forget, I gotta just tell you, what a great talent you have for the guitar and your enthusiasm. It's just, you sound wonderful on the guitar. So, what you're getting from me, I'm just getting down to business here with stuff. If you cover this metronome deal that we're talking about here, you virtually you won't even need me anymore if you did this. I can always come up with songs, I can always do things with you and help you with details and fingerings and things, but this is the big thing that you got to get, okay? That's why I'm making this video without any playing or anything. It's just that important for me to get across how important this is. I'm glad your mom brought it up. In my defense, I think we did talk about it a little earlier, but it was just too soon. It's just hard to get into this thing, but once you get it, it gets easy pretty fast. You'll be surprised. The last thing I wrote down here, well, I already just said it. So anyway, that's what this little video is going to be about, the importance of the metronome and how deceptively simple it can be if you pick the tempo that, like songs like Yesterday and maybe Michelle and that one Fleetwood Mac tune. You know, there's a handful of these songs that are played right around the same tempo. So you find the one tempo that you're comfortable doing yesterday with, because that's when I want to start with. Unless you want to do something else, you got to let me know. You'll be able to, if you get good at one, you'll find that you get the idea, you catch on pretty quickly, and other speeds won't be a big deal at all. Pick your favorite and go for it. So that being said, I'm going to, maybe I'll have time to do one today for you. And I want to start with yesterday, and you're doing a great job. You're just absolutely awesome. Okay, thank you, Chloe.